Everyone, it's Alex from Engineering Applied. We're going to be accelerating your career, hobby, or business with this overview of the available 2D sketch insert functions. This includes inserting images, points, or AutoCAD data. If you want more easy to understand and practical content made by an experienced engineer like myself, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any videos that will help you along your journey. Make sure you check the description for timestamps if you're looking for a specific function. And if you don't find what you're looking for in this video, make sure you check out the rest of this series in the Autodesk Inventor tutorial series playlist, because I'm confident you'll find exactly what you need. Let's get started. All right, so the first tool we'll be taking a look at is the Insert Image tool. So first we need to create a 2D sketch. So I'm just gonna create a sketch on the XY plane. And then once we're on our sketch plane, we'll go over to the Insert section under the Sketch tab and click Image. We'll select an image that we're interested in dropping in the sketch plane. So I'm just gonna use my company logo here. Zoom out just a little bit. It's a large photo, so it takes up a little bit of space. We're gonna click OK, and to size this down so that it's more approachable in this space, we're just gonna size it down to 5 inches. Okay, now that we have the logo down, we can draw line elements. And so say, for example, I wanted to trace over the lettering and 3D print out this logo, I could actually do that. So just to give you a quick little sample here, I can just drop a line element here. I can drop another line element down here at the end of this arc. Just run it all the way down here. And then let's say I want to capture this curve. I could go to a 3-point arc, let's say. Drag our last point out there. And there you go. You get the idea of what we're going for here. And I actually traced out everything prior to making this video and actually 3D printed a sample of this. So this is a sample of the actual image geometry. And then I went back and overlaid a honeycomb pattern in the background. And I just used this as a little decorative piece to remind me of my company's first video that I've created. So anyhow, this is a practical example of how you could trace images and create something real out of it. So it doesn't have to be just decorative stuff or stuff to put on your shelf. It could be actual mechanical components that you're interested in fabricating. It could be, let's say, the side profile of a car that you're trying to capture, or an airplane or an airfoil or something like that. So those are just some different uses for this particular utility. Next, we have the Insert Points function. So we'll make sure that we're in our 2D sketch plane. Under our Sketch tab, we go over to Points. And for this example, we'll be taking a look at a NACA 2412 airfoil. And this airfoil, I believe, is used by the Cessna 172, which is a popular single engine plane that's used for flight training and that kind of stuff. So what we can do is we can assign some coordinate points in an Excel spreadsheet, and I'll get into the specifics of what that has to look like for this to actually be compatible. But anyhow, we have some coordinate points for this airfoil design. We're going to click the Excel spreadsheet. We go to options, and we get 3 different options here for importing this data. We can import the points by themselves. So if we select that, press OK, and then hit open, you'll see it just pulls in the points themselves. Now, if we go back, we can select the file again, go to options and create lines. We'll hit OK and open. And you notice that it creates the points and then line segments, but these are not splines. These are actually just lines. And you'll notice it's not a smooth profile here. Now, keep in mind, the more coordinate points you have, the more smooth the cross-section profile will be. Or we can come back and press points again, go to options, and we can actually create a spline, which is the ideal scenario here. We'll just click click the file, make sure we're on spline again, click open, and now you see that we have our splines through these data points, and it creates a smooth profile. We'll just go ahead and close this out here just for the sake of creating 3D geometry, because that's what you can actually do with this. So if you're creating a model airplane that you actually want to manufacture, you know, you could close out your profile, find an airfoil design that works for you, and then actually create the 3D geometry. So we'll do that here. Just bring it, extrude it out to some arbitrary distance. And there we go. We have our 3D geometry. Now, regarding the airfoil coordinate data in the Excel spreadsheet, so this is what we're dealing with. So I found these coordinate points off of the internet, and I pasted it into my Excel spreadsheet. So what you'll notice is A1, cell A1 is where you have to begin. It can't be any further down in these columns. It has to start in cell A1. So you'll notice I have my units specified. If you don't specify a unit here, it'll take the units that the program defaults to, but you always want to make sure you're specifying your units. It's just good to cover your bases there. The next row we have our X and Y indicator. So you'll just mark X and Y so Inventor knows, what coordinate points are what, and then you'll have your coordinate point data here. And so this could be the cross section of a cam design, an airfoil like we're using here, or whatever else that you're trying to capture the profile of. Okay, so our final tool that we're going to be taking a look at is the Import AutoCAD Data tool. So we're going to create another 2D sketch on our 2D sketch plane, and go over to Insert and then AutoCAD. And so essentially what this does is it allows us to import AutoCAD geometry into our Inventor 2D sketch plane. So we'll click AutoCAD here. And for this particular example, I've found some stock material on Autodesk's website to use as a sample to preview this particular function. So we'll click on this here. We'll click Open. It's just going to take a couple seconds to open. And so you'll notice we have some sketch data here. And on the left side, we have our selective import options. So you can either select or deselect certain bits of the geometry that you actually want to import. So you'll notice that when I check center, it gives me the center lines of the hole patterns and whatnot. And in this particular case, since I want to extrude this part, I don't want unnecessary lines in my sketch. So I'm going to actually deselect that. And this looks good now. We'll click next. And now we have our import destination options. I'm not going to change any settings in here because everything is already set to what I need it to be for this particular import. You'll see that our detected units are in inches, which is the particular units that I want to stick with. You can actually specify your unit. So say, for example, we want to convert this to millimeters, you could do that. But in this case, I want to keep it in inches. We'll click Finish. And now we get our sketch data in the sketch plane. So let's say I want to go ahead and extrude this. I can actually do that. I'll just take out the other side profiles, these views that I don't want. And we'll go ahead and just click Finish Sketch. I'm not going to dimension anything just in the interest of time. Go to Extrude. You zoom out a little bit. And now we can select the profiles we want to extrude. So maybe we want to, extrude all of this together. It really doesn't matter. This is just an example. And we can extrude that as necessary and then, leave any openings that we want to leave there and whatnot. So that's the AutoCAD import tool. That concludes this segment of the Autodesk Inventor part creation module, where we took a look at the available 2D sketch insert functions. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications to stay up to date on future content that will help you reach your goals along your journey. And of course, don't hesitate to leave a comment or reach out via my website contact page and let me know if there's anything else you'd like to learn about or see on this channel. I love sharing my knowledge and experience with our community, and I can't wait to see the positive impact you'll create in the world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.